Coming up on CCI For Change Year in Review. We look back at our second annual CCI For Change event featuring motivational speaker Ashley Rose Murphy.
Also, I sit down with our special CCI guests from Tanzania Africa. We learn about their story and how they came to Canada.
A special performance from Marlowe and the Mix, a group of singers who sang the official We Day anthem.
And a surprise message from City TV's breakfast television host, Winston C.
Plus, we wrap up with our Goodbye Assembly celebrating the accomplishments of our year.
This is CCI For Change Year in Review. I'm Graham.
And I'm Chloe. Welcome to our CCI For Change Year in Review. Today we are celebrating and recapping the very busy and exciting school year.
From our most exciting and inspiring CCI For Change in November to learning about the students' experience from Tanzania Africa, this video will just be a glimpse of the amazing work CCI does every day to make a difference in our community and world.
First up on our recap, we will listen to our CCI changemakers who are involved with a variety of clubs and initiatives within the school.
Our students will talk about current and local and global issues and how our audience can reach out to lend a helping hand.
Then we will hear from Ashley Rose Murphy, our featured Me to We motivational speaker, who will talk about her fight and living with HIV positive.
And Winston C. from Breakfast Television motivates students to surround themselves with good people.
Let's take you back to CCI on November 23rd, 2017.
What is going on, guys? We're CCI. Welcome.
And this is our second annual CCI For Change. Welcome. I'm Graham.
I'm Mila.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Chloe. Our goal today is very simple. We want to leave you here today inspired to make a difference and spark change in your school, your community, and our world.
Every single day, including today, we have the opportunity laid out in front of us to make this world a better place. We can choose hope, we can choose optimism, and we can choose to create the world we want to live in, a better world. Here at CCI, we want to see a change, and we are welcoming you to be part of this change, to believe you to make this change. So if you want to hear this change, let's hear your voices loud.
Today, tomorrow, and in the future, we hope you inspire others to be kind and encouraging. As high school students, we may feel that it is difficult to change the world, but believe that small actions like holding a door, participating in a movement, or saying hi to someone new can create great impacts that will last a lifetime.
CCI is proof that changes are possible. You all are change makers. You're not here a CCI student yet, but every one of you will be, and you are right now. Just imagine what our community has accomplished. Donating, motivating, but most importantly, changing the lives of people that matter most to us. Some schools must dream about our local reality here at all of our schools. So be proud, be inspired, and make your voice loud.
Woo! CCI For Change is a sparking movement that allows us to share ongoing issues locally and internationally, but also giving you the knowledge and the tools to have the opportunity to join CCI action groups one day when you are CCI students and become a part of this change-making journey.
You will see and hear impactful messages, surprise appearances, and amazing talent that's invited to our special guest today. Would be respectful and, most importantly, treat them with powerful enthusiasm. Woo!
Are we ready to get this started? We are
CCI For Change.
Good morning, staff, students, and invited guests. My name is Jeff Kosnick, and I'm the proud principal of CCI, and this is the greatest school in the universe. So welcome to our gym today. Welcome to the assembly. We're really pleased, and we feel so fortunate to have all of our potential students here this afternoon. Today's assembly is near and dear to my heart, and the many issues and topics that you're about to hear about today will impact all of our world tomorrow. We are global citizens, and already today I had an opportunity to speak to my son who is in Australia, and I spoke with my oldest daughter who is currently in China. It is important that all of us recognize all the different cultures within our world. And don't be surprised if one day you are working abroad or working or volunteering in another country. That is happening more and more. The spirit of giving can be the greatest gift, and helping those less fortunate than us makes all of us feel better as human beings. And just before we begin, I did want to make note that yesterday we sort of kicked off our CCI for Change just a little early, as one of our students, our very own Graham Beer, won the YMCA International Peace Award. So let's give it up for Graham. What makes Graham's award even more special is last year, Lily McKenzie won the same award, the YMCA Peace Award. So we're back-to-back winners here at CCI. We got a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful assembly. I have never seen a school work so hard on putting something together. So sit back, enjoy, have lots of fun. Make sure you cheer nice and loud. And again, thank you for coming. Have a great day.
This year, we are here to share our experience in Tanzania. We also want to continue to raise awareness of some issues faced by developing countries.
Some present issues in Tanzania that we witnessed on our trip and are trying to improve are improper washrooms, poor accessibility to school, unsafe water, nutrition and health concerns, as well as human rights issues that we take for granted.
It was a life-changing experience visiting Tanzania, and we learned so much and made so many amazing friends. We had the opportunity of visiting different schools and teaching the children English, Gazette, and math. In Tanzania, not all children get to go to school, so the ones that do are very appreciative and excited to learn and be there. It was great working with these kids. Despite many hardships, the children were very happy and excited to have us visiting. We also had the chance to repaint some of the classrooms at these schools.
While we were in Tanzania, we stayed in a hospital compound in a small town named Kilema, located on Mount Kilimanjaro. Staying there, the realities of illness and poor health care became very evident. The reality of how fortunate we are here became very clear, while many people in Tanzania are less fortunate than us and have very little, and they are still happy and grateful for what they do have. They find happiness in each other, in their communities, and the little things in life.
Before leaving for our trip, we also raised money for the people in Tanzania. We conducted a 30-hour famine, spaghetti dinner, silent auction, and raffle. The money went towards updating both schools and bathrooms, as well as to the OVC, which is an association which supports orphans and vulnerable children.
On our trip to Africa, we brought over computers and phones to give to schools and people in the community. We were then able to teach them how to use this technology. In the months leading up to our trip, we also ran a shoebox campaign to collect school supplies for the children in Tanzania. Students from Sierra, Camborne, and Baltimore Public School were amazing in helping with this. Thank you. Together we ended up collecting almost 1,000 pounds of supplies. We took these with us to Tanzania and distributed the supplies to local schools in Kilema.
We are here, all students, here at CCI. 8 years ago, we were regular kids growing up in Syria, going to school. My school in Damascus was like CCI, new, big, and modern. We had great teachers, just like CCI. And we were laughing, playing, and studying every day, together with my best friends, Muhammad, Noor, and Majid. We used to play soccer on the street, marbles, and tag, just like kids here in Canada. We had to leave Syria because of the war, not because it was a bad country. The war in Syria started in 2012. We did our best to stay, but we are forced to leave. If we did not, I would be forced into the military. We would have no choice but to fight for the government, and instead, We chose to leave Syria and not to be killers. So, we moved to Egypt with our family. We thought it would be easy there, but it was the opposite. We were not welcomed. I had to find a job to help support my family financially. I worked in restaurants and changed tires in auto shops. I worked from 10 to 12 hours a day, and at times up to 16 hours. It was hard to see a future. I went from a happy boy in Syria to lost boy in Egypt.
As a club, our goal is to create a school environment where we're all mindful about the waste we produce. Last year, a waste audit was conducted here at CCI, and the results were quite shocking. There were 8 bags of recycling in the recycling containers, 11 bags of recycling in the garbage containers. CCI, we're throwing more recycling in the garbage than the recycling. There's also about 15 water bottles with water still in them, which makes them garbage, and a whole basket full of pens, pencils, and markers. There's also a shocking amount of food that was still unopened, still whole, or hardly eaten, yet thrown in the garbage. It would be amazing if as a school we can improve these results by reducing our waste and also by disposing of it properly. It is very important that we take responsibility for our waste.
Today, we're learning from all sorts of change makers that make us global-minded citizens. Today, we are learning about equity and bringing those close to each other. Our next guest joins us on the video board. He unfortunately could not be here with us today, but he is here on the video to give you some advice to accept yourself and others while having a big smile on your face. Please welcome hosts of City TV's Breakfast Television and my good friend, Winston C.
Hello CCI in Coburg, Winston C. from Breakfast Television here. Unfortunately, I can't be here with you guys this morning, but I wanted to send a quick hello. Now, not too long ago, I was in your position in high school figuring out what the heck to do with my life. So these are some pretty awesome years, but I know how intimidating it can be as well. So the pressure of figuring out who you are, what you want to do, my advice to you guys, surround yourself with good people. Think critically, be determined, and work hard. No matter what you decide to do, if you strive for it, it will always pay back tenfold. We are a society of many different walks, and we're all unique. That's what's so beautiful about life. And in the day and age of the craziness in this world, we need to be inclusive regardless of your skin color or gender. And I just want to say you can do it. Lastly, have fun and make a difference. Time spins faster and faster, so savor the moment. Surround yourself with good people and a positive support system, and that will launch you into success. Thanks so much for inviting me in CCI. Good luck.
Have you ever walked into a room and thought, I don't belong here? Or looked around at a room full of people and thought, I wish I could get my life on track like everyone else. I've been there too. I've had that awkward feeling, and I wanted to turn right around and walk out of the room. It's not a good feeling when it feels like you're the odd one out, the only one. You might feel like you're the only person who isn't into the new Netflix series. Or you might feel like you're the only person in your circle of friends who doesn't follow sports. Maybe you feel like you are the only person who's balancing a job while caring for an aging parent. Or maybe you feel like you're the only person battling a chronic illness and going to school full-time as well. And since you are so sure that you're the only one that doesn't have it together, the only one who doesn't fit in, you fake it. You try to fit in just to be normal, because everybody else is. And you do this in the hopes that no one sees that you're different. But I've learned in my 19 years that everyone is carrying some sort of burden. Some you can see, but most you can't. And no matter how put together people look, you never may know what they may be going through, because we have all been there. So you have to learn to accept yourself, but always try to be the best version of yourself every single day. And accepting myself came down to 3 things for me. And these 3 things may help you in your journey as well. Find yourself, find your community, and find your voice. And once you find these three things, you'll be well on your way to shattering the boxes we put ourselves in and embracing your inner odd man out. So today, I'm here to share my story with you in the hopes that you can see beyond the things that make us different, but also realize that it's these very things that make us different, that make us grow as stronger people, as a community, and as a person yourself. So my name is Ashley Rose Murphy, and I'm 19 years old. And currently, I'm in my second year at York University studying theater. And if you ran into me, say at the movies or the mall, you'd see that I'm a pretty normal teenager. I like to hang out with my friends, go to the movies. I have my favorite YouTubers and bands that I like watching in my spare time. I get homework, and I have to do chores when I'm at home. And I have my driver's license. And if that all seems like someone who would be an expert on being normal, there's one small thing that you may not be able to guess just by looking at me. And that is that I was born HIV positive. I acquired it from my late birth mother and have been living with HIV my entire life.
For people who didn't have the opportunity to listen to you, what is your message to students and people all over the world to take back from your message?
Well, thank you first of all for inviting me to speak here. It was amazing. But my main message that I like to hone in on people is that despite me being born with HIV, I was able to overcome so many obstacles in my life, and I challenge other people, especially youth, to let them know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what, you can always overcome it if you just believe.
You said in your message to find your voice, find your community. What do you mean by that?
By that, I mean, I found that in my own journey of self-reassurance and just finding myself, essentially, it was so much easier to become a speaker and become confident with who I was when I, most importantly, found myself, but found my community, because it makes it so much easier for you to do things if you have a supportive community. It makes it so much easier, it makes you happier, and finding your voice, just your voice could be your passion, something that you care about, and using that in a positive way that helps others.
You have strong connections and contributions with the WE organization. Just tell me about that.
Yeah, I've been speaking with them since I was 16, and now I'm 19, so 3 years now. And I've done about 23 WE days, traveling across Canada, the United States a little bit. And through my time, it's just been so amazing to be able to take the stage every time and just share my story and enlighten kids that it's okay to be different. It's okay to have issues, but you can overcome them and you can be just as strong and live a great life.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for coming into CCI and sharing your message. We are truly incredible that you were part for the second annual CCI For Change.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that I was able to be invited. Thank you.
A special edition this year included 6 young professional performers with the group Marlowe in the Mix, featuring Raina Harton and Ethan Young.
The singers sang the finale to our CCI For Change event, singing We Change the World, which is the official 2017 Me to We anthem. The group had only sung this song at the WE Day in Toronto, and they are here to perform it right now on CCI For Change.
We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. Yeah. We got a message more than words. We're almost there, yeah, we're on the verge. So find your courage, stand up and be heard. Everybody stand up. All right. I want everyone on this side. I want you to sing with me, all right? Let's go. Oh, 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 yeah. Come on, I can't hear you. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. Let's hear you right. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. Come on, let's go. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We, yeah. You and me, we change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. We change the world. We change the world. Oh, 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 yeah. Together we change the world.
Thank you, Marlowe and the Mix, for coming to CCI for Change. You really made an impact on our event. Marlowe, just tell me about the group and the song that you wrote.
So the song was actually written at a Meetawee Take Action camp a couple summers ago, and it came to life over the past year where I brought a bunch of these phenomenal vocalists into the studio to make it come to life, and we sent it over to Wee, and they said, we love the song. We performed it at Wee Day where you saw us, and then you called us and said, we need you in Coburg. So we said, yes, of course. And with that, you got the bonus of Ethan Young and Raina Harton doing some wonderful singing as well on some covers that were really inspirational to your crowd. So we're just so lucky. I think each member here comes to this project with a different positioning. Phoebe has been to Kenya, so has Matthew with Wee Day camps, and the rest of them really wanted to find ways to give back to this cause. So we're just so grateful that we had this opportunity to be with your school on such an inspiring day.
Now tell me about We Change the World. How were the words and all that music come to be?
So I have a writing partner, Rob James, and he and I wrote the basic version of the song, left a few holes so that when we went to the Meetawee camp they could help us fill in the holes, and they did an amazing job. They really had an opinion on wording that suited their generation and their cause, and it just elevated it so much. We couldn't have done it without them. So the song came to life at that camp. We changed the world. Yeah.
Now I have to ask some of your singers in your group here. It's been a great day. I think a lot of our you have a lot of fans here in Coburg, as I do know that already. But I think you have some new fans. So what was the experience like here?
It was awesome. I love being in this part of the town. This is where I grew up, Bowmanville and Oshawa area. So it was really cool to see a lot of people I know and perform for them and show that they can make an impact too.
And what was it like to be part of the We organization and creating the song and performing the song?
I think it really impacted everyone, and we all want to play our part in making a difference and changing the world, as the song says.
Well, I'm going to come over here because I have to ask Ethan and Raina. You have a very bright future ahead of you, both. And what was the experience like coming from We Day and now to many more events?
Well, coming from We Day to here, I think it's just very inspiring, especially with this song. It's like made an impact on all of us, as Matthew said. As Jacob said, and yeah, it's just been a really good experience.
Now, Ethan, you're now featured on a new TV show and now part of a lot of new organizations. And just tell me about the experience and growing from one song to the next.
Well, I found it was just so much fun to work on this song, and I guess like doing a lot of things, you can get kind of caught up in a bunch of other things. So like, I guess like working with this song was just really good, and it brings you back down to earth, I guess. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for coming. I truly appreciate it, and we all do. And we can't wait for you to hear more of your song. And I really do want your song to be released so we can share it to more people around the world. Thank you so much.
In April, 13 students and 2 sisters from the Henry Gogarty all-girls school in Tanzania, Africa, attended CCI for a 15-day educational trip to Canada.
The students and sisters traveled 36 hours to visit our school and experience Canadian culture. And I sat down with a few of them to talk about their experience. For us who may not know about Tanzania, do you want to just provide some how you would describe your country and what makes your culture so unique?
First of all, let's focus on school. Most of the school we wear a uniform compared to your school, and we have like primary schools and secondary school, and after grade 12, you guys go off to college or university, but us we have Form 5 and 6, which is different. And also that's a lot of different stuff. And it depends on where you're focusing on, where you want me to base on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was great. Now, tell me about your high school. What would be some of the differences or similarities between CCI and your school?
Henry Gogarty. First of all, we don't exchange classes like how the bell rings, you go different classes. No, we don't do that. We have you have a specific class from the beginning of the year until the end of the year. So, and teachers are the ones who are changing in classes, not the students. Yeah. And our classes, one class has 40 students in one class, but you guys are few in one class. Yeah. And pretty much we don't have a class is just a room with desks, and there's not the teacher table, and there's just a blackboard. So the teacher just interteaches, then he goes away. We don't have pictures and all that stuff, and yeah, we have there's a specific room for laboratory, library, computer room.
When you go back home and you talk about this trip to your friends, I know you haven't experienced everything yet, but what would you say to your friends about Canada?
I'll tell them they should really work hard and get chances to come here, because it will be a great experience for them, and they'll get more awareness, and it's just good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, we are so happy that you're here, and all
you.
the best on your continued journey here. And for sure, when you go back to tell your friends, you'll have to. I'll come back one day.
Yes.
What's the temperature?
The highest you can get is 37, 35. The lowest is 14 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced the cold air before?
The coldest I've ever been is in Arusha, and that gets cold till 14 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when it's 14 degrees out, we wear shorts. We get really excited when it turns 14 degrees. So yeah, it must have been a real shift and a real change.
Yeah.
And especially when it gets to negative 35 some days here in Canada, it can get pretty cold. So so experiencing the cold weather, coming to CCI, what was your first instincts when you entered our school?
Ooh. Instincts. Well, I knew that I would learn something more than I've learned back home. I was very optimistic. I still want to learn more.
Yes.
And that's what I'm learning. Because when I entered to biology class the other day, I just found out what you guys learn in grade 11, is what I'm supposed to learn in grade 12 back home. So it's better, because the earlier you prepare someone for the better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
No. Now, what did you think about Toronto, going up the CN Tower, the ROM? What was your favorite part in Toronto?
Okay, first of all, the CN Tower, followed by the aquarium, because it was beautiful. The fish and everything. It was, because we don't have that in TZ, in Tanzania, so it was beautiful. I liked it.
Starting off, just tell me about your school and where you come from, and how this experience started.
Yes, the name of our school is Henry Gogarty Secondary School. It is in Tanzania, Arusha. It is a school with 436 students, and we started this experience, this friendship with CCI School far back 2011. Of course, the teams were coming before that, but we started in 2011. And when we started, Sister Clarissa brought them to some of the students to us, and then we started the relationship. So they were coming from 2011 until last year, when we also thought of coming to Canada, and the principal of the school invited us, and we were very happy to come.
So what does it mean for you to come to Canada and for the students to experience the culture? It's very new. For students to experience this, we were talking about all the differences and the
Yes.
similarities of Canada and Tanzania.
Yes.
Just tell me about what it means to you to bring all your students here to Canada.
To us, it is a good exposure to them because they are used to Tanzanian culture. Then when they see also a different culture, they will learn a lot. I'm sure they have learned a lot of things when they are here. Mm-hmm. Particularly how your technology is very high, how you use it in teaching, and different things.
We were talking about how these students have come together to be picked to come here.
Yeah.
How did that process come to be, or how are these students joined together to come here to Canada?
They are from different forms of the school, and then we selected them. First of all, we also gave them the criteria, and then they volunteered, and some of them we selected them because of their performance, of their ability, and then so they joined together, and then we asked the parents, and we started processing.
One last question. Do you have a message for us CCI students, Mr. Koznick, any of us here in Canada, and to all of our viewers here?
Yes.
Do you have a message to us from your school and from your students?
Yes. A message is that we would like very much to have this relationship continue and last for a long time because it is something good. So we would like, whenever it's possible, for your students to come, and also if it will be possible for some other students also from our side to come.
Well, that would be very special.
Yes.
Well, we welcome you here to Canada, of course, and we
Thank
want to thank you for coming here. And of course, when I get the opportunity, I'll make sure to come to Tanzania.
Okay, you're most welcome.
Fast forwarding to June, we looked back on the year and said goodbye to some leaving and retiring teachers.
It was a great moment for the school to come together and really recognize the teachers who have made such an impact and contribution to our school for so many years. And from our year-end slideshow to the teacher band getting up one last time for the year, it was a great way to look back and reflect.
Here are some highlights.
This has been a remarkable year. We have accomplished so much as a school and as a community. We began the year with our annual Terry Fox Run for Cancer, and we finished with the Relay for Life. Cancer impacts everyone, and CCI is certainly doing its part towards finding a cure. Thank you to staff and students. Our sports teams continue to bring pride and success to CCI. Wolf spirit is alive on the field and on the courts. The Athletic Awards was a great display of the talented athletes we have, and thanks to the teacher coaches for their time and dedication, along with their great expertise. Thank you, everyone. Students from CCI have traveled the world, taking in Italy, all parts of the United States, New Brunswick, Greece, just to name a few. And these are rich experiences for all of our students, and they will certainly continue in the years to come. Our arts department came together for Shrek the Musical, which was an unbelievable performance by all. I saw it 4 times. Yeah. I saw it 4 times and I loved it more every time I saw it. Congratulations to the cast and crew and all of the staff for your countless hours. A job well done. Thank you. We had a ton of guest speakers come to CCI this year. We hosted tournaments and games, musical competitions. We hosted breakfast celebrations for our community. We had proms, semis, dances, and barbecues. We had the inclusive games and a very successful powwow. Good things are happening at CCI. This past year is filled with memories and stories. Of course, we all realize that CCI would not be a great school, or the great school that it is, without the support of a great community and a number of clubs, volunteers, organizations, and local businesses that help support us. Today is a day we say thanks. We are saying goodbye to a number of teachers. Some are moving to other schools, and 2 staff are retiring. To all the staff moving to other schools, we wish you all the best, and we thank you for your contributions to CCI. You have made us that much better, and we hope that your time here has made you a better educator. To Mr. Brown, no, okay. To Mr. Brown and Mr. Jackson, congratulations on your well-deserved retirement. These are huge shoes we have to fill. You have given so much, not just to CCI, but to education in general. We thank you, and we will miss you. It is a pleasure and it's an honor to work at CCI. It's a privilege to work with great students, great staff, and such a supportive community. To all our students and staff, enjoy the summer, which is just around the corner. Be sure to be safe, and we look forward to another terrific year at CCI. Thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead, Andrew. Okay, over the past 3 years at CCI, I've had the privilege of working with Ms. Coward on many different events. Ms. Coward brings a positive attitude to the school. She's very involved and always willing to help, and she's always a lot of fun. We are sad to see Ms. Coward leave our school, but we want to wish her all the best at her new school.
Ms. Coward and I have worked on so many different projects over the last few years. It's incredible, from our Coburg Media Christmas special to CCI For Change and all sorts of events that we've built the stage. I think Ms. Coward, Dan, and I are the registered stage builders, as we've learned so much how to put up the stage and how not to put up the stage. So, and thank you, Ms. Coward, for also telling me not to electrocute myself and set the school on fire, because that has been very important. You've always been there to inspire me and show me the way for the future. So thank you, Ms. Coward, for your passion and support over the years.
CCI, thank you so much. Students, you have so many opportunities here. Take a risk. Take a risk, get out there, try something new, and borrowing the words from the morning howl, stay fly, CCI.
For the past 2 years, I've had the pleasure of being taught by Mr. Oakes. In these 2 years, I've learned a fair bit about the history that he was teaching, but I've also learned about the unbreakable morals of Captain America, how powerful Black Panther really is, how underrated the Silver Surfer is, and many other Marvel tidbits. Mr. Oakes, what you taught me in history, you taught me equally in comic knowledge. In addition to this, I also found out how to tell if something in history is cool or not. Turns out you have to ask the question, are tanks involved? And if the answer is yes, that thing is very cool. Your booming inspirational speeches were also a highlight. You truly are another Henry V. But even with distractions in class related to Harley the dog or model tanks, I can honestly say I learned more in this class than any other I've taken. And I'll remember it not only as the class that taught me about dictators and wars, but the one that let me look on current day issues with a new, more educated perspective. That being said, I think I have one more question. Is Stalin a person or a position?
Mr. Oakes has been at Coburg Collegiate Institute for 15 years and will be leaving us to go to Crestwood. Out of my 4 years, I have been in Mr. Oakes' history class for 3 of them, as many of the other students in our class were. We always enjoyed his history lessons and his tank presentations, but we also enjoyed his interesting talks about previous experiences with students. Ben and I were in Mr. Oakes' IB history class, but he also taught law as well. Mr. Oakes was always very encouraging and always believed in us, even when we weren't really showing very much promise at the end of our semester. He always gave us great inspiration, and that was always amazing. He was so awesome, and he even gave us popcorn when I got my braces off. It was pretty great. We will so miss you, Mr. Oakes, and I hope you miss us too, but I know you will miss Harley more than the rest of us. We wish you the best of luck.
You spend half your career in a place, and it gets into you as much as you make it a part of your life. And if you had told me when I started here a long time ago that by the time I would leave this place, I'd be married with 2 daughters and have ascended the slopes of Vimy Ridge with my students, intentionally or otherwise. All the things that I've seen and done here, like you guys, this place is really something else. And even in my moment of glory, I'm being interrupted by an announcement from the office. Anyways, my thanks to all of, I've worked with some amazing people, and I'm going to continue working with amazing people if I'm very fortunate come September. But it's you folks who are between grades 9 and 12 that are what I'm here for. You're the reason I do this, and I just wanted to remind you all that there is a requirement, something I'm entrusting each and every one of you to do, and that is stand up for what you believe in, no matter the consequences. As a wise man once said, when the whole world tells you that you're wrong, that you need to move, if you truly believe in what you're doing, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and say, no, you move. I'm quoting Captain America, people. Come on, go with me here. Thank you.
My name is Emma Kimberly, and I'm a grade 12 student here at CCI. First of all, I would like to thank everyone here today for honoring Mr. Brown and our goodbyes. However, no matter how daunting it could be to say goodbye to someone that has spent time and effort into helping us succeed, we need to appreciate all the beautiful moments he has spent with us. He has taught here for 28 years, and I can see that he loves it here and thinks of CCI as his family. Mr. Brown has taught me for 3 years. He has made my days here at CCI amazing, and I can't thank him enough for a great role model he has been. His valuable contributions to us and individually will forever be remembered. Thank you for your inspiration and your positive, smiley attitude. Throughout your stay with us, you've worked so hard to provide us a happy life. You've been there to help us and give us useful advice. Thanks for the 3 amazing years, and you will be missed.
We got it? There we go. We have a special banner for you, Mr. Brown, Emma, and her hard work. And Shane, if you want to put the screen up here, we can show everyone. If we just want to come to the front here and show everyone so everyone can see it. Emma did an amazing job making a banner for you in her printing business. So that's a great keepsake for you to have forever.
Thank you, Emma.
28 years is a long time, and over the course of 28 years, you get to work with some amazing people. And I want to thank the custodians, secretaries, EAs, CYWs, vice principals, principals, and fellow teachers that I've worked with for 28 years for all the support they've given me. Most of all, I'm going to miss you guys. So I'll miss your smiles in the morning. All those smiling faces are what kept me young. Young people working with you has kept me young in spirit, maybe not in body, but in spirit. I'm young at heart. Thanks very much, CCI.
So I'm Marissa, this is Cam. We're grade 12 students here at this school. I've had Mr. Jackson as my science teacher and bio teacher for all 4 years of high school, actually. And according to reliable sources, which is really just Rachel Jackson, Mr. Jackson's been teaching for 37 years, which is a long time. Obviously, not all that time was spent here teaching at CCI, also according to Rachel. Some of those years were spent teaching at Queens and coaching their team there. Also, some of those years were spent coaching the national team in various jumpy track and fields events like pole vault and high jump and hurdles, I think. But I'm not as familiar with the track and field Mr. Jackson. I know him more as a biology teacher. So what I do know is that Mr. Jackson has been an outstanding science and specifically bio teacher at this school. He's given many of the kids coming into high school, myself included, a focused and thorough basis of sciencey knowledge. There are tons of enjoyable memories that I have from being in his class for the last 4 years, and I know that others have experienced the same dedication and investment from him as my classmates and I have. So if I can speak on behalf of many of your students, you were a really genuinely phenomenal science teacher, and we wish you all the best in your retirement.
So I had the pleasure of being both taught and coached by Mr. Jackson for the past 4 years. So basically, he's been a track coach for a long time. He knows his stuff. He's coached in Kingston, like Rissa said, and he's also coached at Dunbarton and Pickering, and finally here. And he's dedicated a lot of his life to the sport of track and field and was a successful pole vaulter himself in high school. I believe he won an OFSA silver medal at one point. Bronze. Still. So he's been a huge part of my career in particular, though I'm not even close to the best athlete he's coached, I'm sure. And I'm sure all the other track athletes in the team will agree that track and field without Mr. Jackson just won't quite be the same. And I also had Mr. Jackson for 2 years of science in grade 9 and 10. And his class is definitely a memorable one, that's for sure. I don't think I'll ever forget the MacGyver episodes we watched or the golf-related bonus questions. So, Mr. Jackson, it's safe to say that you'd be missed on the track and in the classroom. And I just want to thank you for all you've done for me, and I'm sure everybody else here wants to thank you as well. So.
I am actually, as was said, in my 38th year of working. And throughout that time, I've had a lot of wonderful opportunities and experiences. As a person that was born and raised in Cobourg and surrounding areas, it was a great opportunity and privilege to come back here 19 years ago to teach in my hometown. I've always enjoyed, I actually was a student at this school, and so that was a really fun experience coming back here. A bit like the Twilight Zone in some ways at times, but you know, looking at bottles with my old chemistry teachers, bottles of chemicals and things. But anyways, I've really enjoyed teaching and coaching young people for a long time, and especially the people of Cobourg. Even when I was not in Cobourg, I always had a special lookout at the university scene and others, you know, for people, young athletes that came through Cobourg and had some role in helping. That's one way to get me to shorten the speech. That's good. But I had a lot of fun coaching people from Cobourg, even when I wasn't here, and it's great to return. to get to know I've got to know a lot of you over the years through the classroom and through the sports field, and I feel very privileged and a lot of pleasure in that experience. So thank you very much. I want to just wish everyone in the room, staff, students, and everyone else, all the best in the future, and basically just have a great life. And thank you for the poster.
But our time is coming to an end. And as I put together the year-end slideshow, it kept getting longer, but not too long. But I kept adding pictures, and then I had to decide what pictures I was going to include and what I had to leave out. That really shows how much involved CCI really is. We have an event, some moment happening every single day. And Mr. Kosnick touched on a lot of those moments earlier in the assembly, but from a student council perspective, I just wanted to touch on some of the milestones that make up our year. From the Terry Fox campaign, from the red and blue that we painted at the back parking lot, to our Relay for Life, we donated over $15,000 and a lot more than that for the Canadian Cancer Society. Our CCI For Change, our second annual event, was bigger and better than ever before. We invited Ashley Rose Murphy and our We Day singers who actually came from We Day, so that was a pretty exciting show at our school. Close to 500 students and guests enjoyed Mardi Gras semi-formal. That was our biggest dance and light party we have put on to date. And on Student Council and CCI raised over $1,600 for Bowl for Kids' Sake, helping initiatives for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Northumberland. This year was the start of new beginnings and traditions for our school. Athletic Council initiated and brought new exciting intramurals to our school that we've never seen before. Student Council opened the new CCI Student Leadership Room, which is an open space for all students to meet, collaborate, and organize initiatives around the school. We also opened the CCI School Store, which the order is in, right, Ben? Yes. The order is in, so if you ordered, there's our first school store that we launched. This spring, CCI presented the production of Shrek the Musical. Wasn't that incredible? I must say, it is pretty close to Broadway, or even better. I was blown away by the crew, the performers, and everyone involved, how it came together, and again, a new milestone and tradition for our school. I would like to make a shout out to our sixth teacher, Mr. Turkington, for their hard work for making the CCI Backyard Canteen a reality. That is amazing back there. It's beautiful. And to our art students who painted the new mural at the back. That's pretty awesome as well. It shows the students and their hard work, passion, and dedication that make CCI who we are. Now, that is just this year. But think of all the things we've done over the last 4 years that we know CCI today. It's changed our community, it's changed our culture, and it's changed our building. We are new people and different people because of this change. And Mr. Smith mentioned at CCI For Change that change is inconvenient. Yes, it's not hard, or it's very hard to make the change, to bring students together from different ways, different traditions. But look how we've come together to make CCI the best place here that we know it. Our Wolfpack Pride is pretty incredible because all of you make it that much better. Now, high school is a series of moments that allow ourselves to understand who we are. Good or bad, exciting or stressful, these occasions are how we challenge ourselves to be better, to do more. Over your high school career, You might have failed that test. You might have got perfect on that test. Or you took way too long for lunch and was late. Or you scored high on Miss WB's literacy boot camp. Yeah, these are moments that make up your high school career, but that's not the moments I'm referring to. It's the moments of realization, and it's the moments of flashes of excitement, like slip and sliding down the backfield at grade 9 day, or with Mr. Kaser singing karaoke on the bus to a rugby game. Or it could be Mr. Storm finding the Festivus pole out of the summer of the purge, dancing the night away at semi-formal, singing I'm a Believer over and over again in front of hundreds of people, and scoring that winning goal at CASA that led your team to victory to OFSA. Think right now of your series of moments that you will remember and cherish here at CCI. It's these moments that we celebrate and make CCI who we are. From ping pong challenges to calf karaoke, or putting yourself out there to volunteer and go out to try out for a team, I challenge you right now to make more of these CCI moments happen. It has been an incredible ride for me on Student Council, 4 amazing years, and it's very hard to see it all come to an end. It's pretty incredible looking out at all of you. Each and one of you, in some way or another, have helped me and all of us to get where we are today. Student Council couldn't be up here without you. So thank you for your dedication, support, and involvement that make CCI who we are today. I want to thank Ms. Dorona for leading the pack and for leading Student Council for all of the years. It's been an incredible ride, and I just want to thank you. Yes. And as a new tradition, Mr. Kerr has led the Athletic Council pack as well. So where's Mr. Kerr? There's Mr. Kerr. Thank you, Mr. Kerr. Thank you, Mr. Koznick. And thank you to every teacher who has chaperoned, gone out, helped us clean up, and made our events possible, because it couldn't happen without you either. Thank you. Now, before we conclude here, I want to thank all of these student council members, every single one of you, for making this year truly incredible. From our tech team to all of you who've put in countless hours who make this school run. Thank you. Thank you. And Ben, I think that's it.
I think that's it too.
I think that's it. So for me, from all of us who are leaving, thank you for all of the years, the amazing years that I will cherish. And I will be back, because I know what great things go on at this school. Thank you, CCI.
That was an incredible year. Thanks so much for watching.
It truly was. And for everyone who contributed to our year, from our Terry Fox runs to our semi to our everything. Yep. It was an incredible year, and being Prime Minister, it was really fulfilling and really amazing to see how we changed moments in students' careers, students' lives, and I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
I think so too. And thank you to everyone who contributed to our CCI For Change events, and thank you to Ms. McKenzie, thank you to Mr. Koznick, and all the teachers and students who supported and made the event possible. It's truly incredible how our school comes together to put on some big events. Yeah. And, well, I guess this is it, Chloe.
This is the last one.
Well, good luck next year. I'm off and signing off, but thank you for watching CCI. I'm Graham.
And I'm Chloe.
Goodbye.